Hello, futurists. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I track the acceleration of intelligence that will inevitably help us build a brain. In today's video, we'll be looking at robo-judges and its societal impact. This video is broken up into the following chapters. Chapter 1, Robot Judges Exist Today. Chapter 2, How will a robot judge be in the future, and will it replace humans? Chapter 3, Can AI predict and decide the fate of a convict? Chapter 4, What are the risks? In a legal setting, AI will usher in a new, fairer form of digital justice, whereby human emotion, bias, and error will become a thing of the past. Hearings will be quicker, and the innocent will be far less likely to be convicted of a crime they did not commit, says Terence Mauri, founder of London-based policy institute Hack Future Lab. The necessities of humanity direct the path of technology. Since we discovered how to regulate fire, this has been a known fact. Law, on the other hand, keeps a safe distance from this route. Every judicial system aspires to be in a state of chaos. Large organizations, however, find it difficult to move since their reflexes are all slower. Aside from its breadth, one of the most important aspects of law is that it is conservative. The passage of laws guiding prison reform has been pushed by politicians on all sides of the aisle. It is commonly known that many jails are overcrowded. In the same way, state budgets are frequently strained by the financial needs of the penitentiary system. To make matters worse, the legal system is notoriously sluggish, and there's always the possibility that a wrongful verdict may be handed down. As a result of these concerns, some are calling for the employment of artificial intelligence in the courts. Some are even advocating for the employment of a robot judge in the court. Although it may seem far-fetched, the digitalization of the courtroom is already taking place in several jurisdictions. In certain places, money bail is being phased out in favor of artificial intelligence algorithms that calculate risk. Some jurisdictions have already used a robot judge to decide more routine judicial matters. There are several benefits to having artificial intelligence in the courtroom, and this is without a doubt one of them. However, there are some significant risks that must be considered as well. Determining how these new technologies may best serve the interests of justice in this brave new world will almost certainly be a key problem. Chapter 1, Robot Judges Exist Today. Robotics is being employed in a wide range of applications. In many industries, logistics and delivery robotics are almost necessary to remain competitive. Surgical robots are also quickly developing. A robot judge, on the other hand, is not something many people expected to see. Despite this, AI devices are already being used to handle legal disputes in several nations. China, in particular, has been using artificial intelligence in courtrooms since 2017. Trade disputes, e-commerce liability claims, and copyright infringements are among the matters heard by a robot judge. In China, a robot judge has processed over 3 million cases so far. In a demonstration, authorities showed how the Hangzhou Internet Court operates, featuring an online interface with litigants appearing by video chat as an AI judge, complete with on-screen avatar, prompts them to present their cases. The Cyber Court is offered on popular social media platform WeChat, which is better known for its chat and mobile payment capabilities. China is encouraging digitization to streamline case handling with its sprawling court system, using cyberspace and technologies like blockchain and cloud computing, China's Supreme People's Court said in a policy paper. In the United Kingdom, researchers constructed a robot judge algorithm. The most noteworthy element of this project was when researchers presented the algorithm in several cases under the jurisdiction of the European Court of Human Rights. The algorithm's decisions matched the court's decisions in 79% of cases. The algorithm is still being worked on in order to improve its functionality. However, while Dr. Nikolaos Aletras of the project does not think that robots would be able to fill judge vacancies, he argues that the algorithm is close to reaching the level of effective appraisal of the supplied information in a case. In many circumstances, these sorts of matters are never heard in front of a robot judge. For many, artificial intelligence in the courts entails a procedure in which opposing parties exchange legal papers. After that, the AI gadget analyzes the data and renders a decision based on the law and facts. This, of course, saves a great deal of time and human contact. As a result, case backlogs have decreased, making this sort of technology efficient and cost-effective. However, certain circumstances are considerably easier to understand than others. The ones that involve human punishment and verdicts are more concerning. Also, the two AI attorneys must be mentioned. First, Ross, the world's first artificially intelligent attorney, was recently hired by New York legal firm Baker & Hostetler to handle the firm's bankruptcy practice. Baker & Hostetler is one of the largest law companies in America. The machine is programmed to comprehend language, offer responses to inquiries, construct theories, and keep track of legal changes. Do Not Pay is another option. Do Not Pay is a British teen's invention that is presently accessible in the UK and New York. It allows you to receive your parking charges returned in about 30 seconds. People choose to consult Do Not Pay over a 100-year-old grey-haired institution since it operates through a chat window and uses a nice, easy-to-understand language. Chapter 2. How will a robot judge be in the future, and will it replace humans? Consider the following scenario with a robot judge in charge. First and foremost, it should be noted that this robot will not only search through legal codes, bylaws, and jurisprudence, but will also search through all the internet photographs, state records, health reports, social media accounts, and other similar resources. Second, this robot will be completely unaffected by vacations, humanistic excuses, judicial disqualification, and other such factors as these. The robot may be able to expedite all the procedural phases, allowing it to complete the whole case in a single trial. Justice arrives at breakneck speed. According to recent reports from the United Kingdom, a similar system should be in place within the next 50 years. Using a variety of techniques, a robot judge will be able to determine guilt or innocence. Body language, hand gestures, eye movements, body temperature, and speech data will all be used to make a decision. According to reports, the artificial intelligence in the courtroom should be able to make decisions with 99% accuracy. Again, the time and money saved by using this method makes this system very appealing. Terence Mauri, an AI writer and speaker, believes that machines will be able to detect physical and physiological signs of deception with 99.9% accuracy. He claims they will be courteous, speak fluently in every known language, and be able to detect signs of lying that a human would miss. Cameras on the robot judges will capture and identify unusual speech patterns, as well as unusually high increases in body temperature and hand and eye movements. The data will then be analysed to determine whether a defendant or witness is telling the truth in a error-free manner. Based on his 2-year study, Mauri believes the machines will be commonplace in most criminal and civil hearings in 50 years. AI has brought about unprecedented changes in the way people live and work by solving complex problems with a level of consistency and speed that is unmatched by human intelligence, said Mauri, who runs the Hack Future Lab Policy Institute in London. He believes that AI will usher in a new, more equitable form of digital justice in which human emotion, bias, and error will become obsolete. Hearings will be held more frequently, and the innocent will be far less likely to be found guilty of a crime they did not commit. Most senior judges, on the other hand, will not lose their jobs because they will be needed to establish legally binding precedents, draft new legislation, and oversee appeals. While barristers will still be able to defend their clients' cases, other legal roles such as solicitors, chartered legal executives, paralegals, legal secretaries, and court clerks will be taken over by machines by 2070. In criminal and civil hearings in magistrates' courts, county courts, and family courts, where a jury is not required, Mauri believes AI will replace human judges. Chapter 3. Can AI predict the future of a convict? Over the past few years, people have begun to understand what risk assessment tools are, and the more we explore them, the more we realize they're a huge danger to the goals of the bail reform movement, says John Raffling, senior researcher on criminal justice, Human Rights Watch. While a robot judge has yet to decide on more serious offences, legal systems are moving in this direction. In the outbreak, we've already seen digital systems in action. Voters in California vote on a state referendum proposing a change in the bail system in November. A risk assessment tool is being offered as a replacement for traditional monetary bail. The use of artificial intelligence in the courts to estimate a person's risk is part of this algorithmic approach. It is determined whether or not to grant freedom while awaiting trial based on demographics, background, and criminal history. The accused is released if the results are positive. If they don't, they'll be kept in prison. Discrimination is one of the reasons why many people support the use of artificial intelligence in the courts. Current monetary bail systems have the potential to discriminate against those who are poor. If they can't afford bail, some people fear losing their jobs, homes, and custody of their children. Bail bondsmen are always available, but they come with a price tag. In reality, some people confess to crimes they didn't commit to escape facing the consequences. As a result, many people support the algorithmic system. Unfortunately, AI for risk assessment in the courts has limitations as well. There are inherent biases in these systems, since they are based on demographics and prior data. Because African Americans are jailed at higher rates than Caucasians, an algorithm might be more likely to discriminate based on race. If that's the case, this won't be any better than the current monetary bail system. In fact, things may become a lot worse. These are the sorts of issues that the legal system encounters when artificial intelligence is used in the courtroom. Megan Guevara, who is a Pretrial Justice Institute's executive partner, says that it's time to abandon the notion that humans are inherently hazardous. The issue with risk assessment systems is that everyone is classified as being at risk. It's a good thing we have 50 years to figure things out if the allegations from the United Kingdom are right. The accuracy of reports in establishing truth and guilt may be high. However, these expected outcomes may not materialize. Existing applications of artificial intelligence in the courts for risk evaluations of release aren't suitable. These algorithms have lowered jail rates for persons awaiting trial in New Jersey by 27%. However, the data on racial disparities has remained unchanged. This backs up the idea that due to the way these systems calculate outcomes, they may have inherent biases. In the courtroom, though, efficiency and cost reductions will most certainly drive these technologies ahead. Hopefully, over the next many decades, we will be able to figure out how the courts will be digitized. Chapter 4. What are the risks? Incorporating AI into the courtroom has a number of benefits as well as concerns. The job of a judge is difficult, and the line between technology and people must be drawn carefully. In The Implications of Technology for Responsive Judging, Tanya Sordin of the University of Newcastle, Australia, and Richard Corns of the University of Essex stated, "The role of the human judge is not merely that of a data processor. To limit judging to this level would be to deny not just the judge's humanity, but also the humanity of all individuals who appear before them." Another study, published in the journal Legal Studies in 2019, casts doubt on the prospect of advanced computer technology replacing judges. The research raises concerns regarding algorithmic techniques' ability to adequately penetrate this socio-legal environment and duplicate clearly interpreted judgment action. In a 2018 interview, Chief Justice John Roberts of the United States Supreme Court was asked if he could envisage a day when sophisticated robots controlled by artificial intelligences can aid with courtroom fact, discovery, or, more controversially, judicial decision-making. It's a day that's here, and it's placing a substantial strain on how the judiciary goes about doing things, Justice Roberts answered. This is relevant since Eric Loomis was discovered driving a car that had been involved in a shooting in 2013. In 2016, the Wisconsin Supreme Court found Loomis guilty and sentenced him to 6 years in prison, based in part on the findings of a private company's secret proprietary software called Compass, which employs an algorithm that takes into account some of the responses to a 137-item questionnaire. Loomis, on the other hand, filed a petition for certiorari, claiming that his constitutional right to due process had been violated, since he and his counsel were unable to evaluate or contest the accuracy and scientific validity of the algorithm's risk assessment. It further claimed that the method in issue infringes on due process rights by considering gender and ethnicity. In June 2017, the US Supreme Court refused the petition of certiorari, thereby dismissing the case. Well, the case raised some serious issues, and it's still brought up whenever there's a talk about an AI-assisted courtroom. When an AI proposes what a judge should do, it's important to state what kind of cognitive biases are at play. Using a prediction algorithm in instances involving human sentencing and verdicts is not the same as, say, recommending which movie to see next. As a result, the possibilities and risks of AI-driven judgments are virtually unlimited. The pre-crime police department in Steven Spielberg's film Minority Report, set in Washington, D.C. in 2054, is capable of anticipating future crimes through data mining and predictive analysis. When one of the system's officers is accused of a future crime, he sets out to prove his innocence. Is this Spielberg picture a foreshadowing of the AI-assisted courtroom of the future? Is the future dystopian or utopian in nature? We'll see. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, and if you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel. Make today a great day. Until next time, keep thinking.